So if you're a person out there who's starting a business, you have to start with the $6 checks or the dollar PayPal donation or whatever it is.
You're alone again. I shouldn't be thinking of you, thinking of me. I know.
Greetings, every person listening. This is Mike, and this is the dailyBred podcast, the weekly bread, where I sit down in my living room and I talk on my microphone headset and I record it, and then I edit it in my Adobe Premiere program, adding an intro, then my little song, which bleeds into me talking like this, and then I end it with the same song that the intro, or the same song as the intro, and it ends. So that's what this is. This is episode 54, I think, and it's amazing when you say you're going to do a podcast every day for a year, and you're very excited for it in the beginning, and then it keeps you. Oh, this is 54. It definitely keeps you on your toes because you kind of make a promise that you're going to do it, so it keeps you doing it, which is good, and forces you to figure out something to talk about, and that's what I'm doing. And it's weird just to pick topics out of the air, because it's like, you know, if you're going to do an episode once a week for an entire year, you have to think of 52 topics that are going to be interesting and going to be engaging or get people to like listen for the 15 minutes or so that I'm talking. So it's like, I don't fucking know what anyone wants to listen to. I'm just doing this. It's kind of nice to do this too, because my other podcast, This Was the Scene, podcast with the late 90s punk scene, that one's way more structured because it's it's all interview style. So I'm talking to people, or I'm interviewing people, and that one takes way more time. Like this, I literally record it, and it takes me another like 20-30 minutes to get it uploaded, and got to create the graphics and all that stuff. So it's time consuming. The other one takes me like 5 hours per episode. It's fucking crazy, and I make absolutely no money on it, which is just funny because I don't really know why I keep choosing things that make literally no fucking money to do. I have no idea. Someone reached out to me last week and they wanted me to help them write a book about the Jersey punk scene, which is a great idea. And I was like, man, I can't put any more time into shit that doesn't fucking pay like right away. So I was like, nah, I can't. And it's like the one thing you have to get good at is just telling people no, because everyone is like, sure, I can figure out time in my already packed schedule when I already tell people I'm so busy, but someone else like is like, oh, can you do this? You're like, yeah. And the funny thing to me about people who have ideas is they typically, and I'm not talking about this guy in particular, I'm just talking about everybody in general that I've run into. So I've worked for myself since 2006. Prior to that, from being in a punk band, like we toured and did our own thing. So that was when I was creating something, not making any money, and I had like the help of 3 other people to write music, and then one of those people that was pretty much managed the band and booked all the tours and things like that. So I didn't have to do that part of it. But since when that quit, I've done so many business ideas. I've done a t-shirt company. That was like the first time I really did a product. And I did that, and then I went to school for graphic design, and while I was doing that, I did another t-shirt company. I created a print company with my buddy from my old band. Then we had an online store to sell merch for bands, which didn't do anything. And then what the fuck else did I do? So the print company, did the online merch for bands. Then I was freelancing, which was paying, which was good. And then I tried to do a media, like a website company with another guy, and then that didn't work out. And then I've been doing freelance. That's the thing that pays. Like, that's how I work for myself, is I do freelance gigs, which I'm trying to make more, I'm trying to productize more things. Anyway, And the thing that people don't realize is that when you haven't ever worked for yourself or created a product or try to sell it, you just see these assholes on TV that say like, "Oh, I have this product and I'm now a millionaire." It's like seeing somebody cross the finish line after a fucking 100-mile ultra marathon. That's all you see, and that's the exciting part. What you don't fucking see is when they got off their ass the first time and couldn't even run like a fucking mile or couldn't even run 10 miles. And then they hated going out the door, but they forced themselves every day to go and do miles and miles and miles in freezing weather, in hot weather, in nice weather, um, busting their fucking feet up, and then like learning about nutrition, like all of that time that goes into it. But you just see someone cross the finish line, and you think like, oh, I can do that. And that's what people do with the entrepreneur mindset is they think of an idea and they're like, then they find people who are entrepreneurs and they go, hey, you person who knows how to sell things or make things and sell them or sell your services, I want you to hear this idea that I have and then I want you to fucking do it. And you're like, okay, no. Because they think that they're going to make a gazillion dollars off of it, and that's just not how it fucking works. Sometimes it works like that. Sometimes people have great ideas. But it's not like the guy from Instagram came up with this idea and just blew up. He still has to work on the product. He still has to get shit on by people who freak out when the interface changes or like a new algorithm happens and everyone's like, oh, they're stealing my data. It's like, no, it's a free platform, which you decide to sign up for and you use for free, and you get to post your stupid fucking pictures about quotes and all this other stupid shit. And fucking birthday posts where it's like, happy birthday, person, and here's like 10 photos of me with you just happen to be in them, but I'm going to write this big happy birthday thing about you. Which is funny because I actually follow people who I really, really like, and they do that stuff, and I like them, and I don't want to shit on them, but just the idea in general to me is just so fucking funny. But that guy who created Instagram, he busted his ass. He learned how to code. He did it for 6 months, and he had this great idea. And the first idea sucked, and then he just tripped over the idea that people wanted to add filters to photos, and then he became $1 billion, or sells it for like $1 billion to Facebook or something. That's all people see. And they don't see the 100 hours that someone puts into it and stuff. So if you have an idea, pick up a book, listen to a podcast that focuses on business, and just fucking start doing it yourself. Don't ask someone else to do it for you. Put in the work, and you see really quickly how hard shit is. And then it tells you really quickly if you want to keep doing it. And this brings me to the topic. Like when I hit record on today's episode, I got this check in the mail by this really cool creative, like, I really know, like, shop in Raleigh. It's like you can get coffee there and like baked goods, but they also sell products like local art, and then there's live music there. So they really try to create like this cool little spot for musicians and poets and things like that to do spoken word. It's really cool. It's called Lucky Tree. It's in Raleigh. Everyone who works there is super fantastic. Two lovely ladies who work there who I met in the beginning of the pandemic when I found the place, they are actually in this new video I'm working on for the couples checklist. And they were nice enough to let me videotape them reading the book for the first time together as a couple, and it's really funny just getting their reactions. And they're super sweet and fantastic. Fantastic people. So this place is great, which is kind of brings me to my point, and I think I'm going to name this the $6 check. So I got a check today. I left 3 books there back in like July, August maybe, something like that. And one of them just sold, and I got a $6 check. And I can't tell you how happy I am to get this check, which is small amount of money I get from selling stuff for my comic is like makes me so fucking happy because it, I don't know, it's just with my animation company, Drive 80 Studios, drive80.com if you want to check it out. I That's where I can make money to pay rent, and if I do my legwork, if I bust my ass and sell, I can make a lot of money if I really bust my ass. Do I love it? I love making money. I do love the creative things. Like I like animating, which is what I do for that, and I also design, which I'm not a fan of for that. But anything I do for Daily Bread, I fucking absolutely love. And when I get a $6 check, it just validates that I'm doing something right because someone out there saw what I created and they gave their hard-earned money. In this case, it was like $10, maybe $12, and they bought something that I made, and now that's in their life, or they bought it as a gift for somebody. I think it's the coolest fucking thing ever. Now, would I like to increase this and have this be like a $6 million check? Absolutely. But it's got to be small wins. But the small wins in the beginning are huge wins. And then you can't forget about them as you keep getting them. So every time I sell a book, and if I post that I'm giving away free stickers, if I sell it, what am I selling online? Like I did this Valentine's Day card right now. Anytime someone buys these things, I have these beer magnets that I did. Anytime someone buys this shit, I get so excited because it's like, I'm not making I couldn't live off of this. I'd be like on the streets if this was my sole income. But the fact that it's opening my eyes, but it's showing me that this has potential. So if this person bought that book, I need to find 10,000 more people like that person. Because if I did and they bought it, then I'd have $60,000, which is pretty cool. And if those people keep buying things, then I could have $120,000. But then also what I'm creating is creating this connection between me and them. So with Drive 80, I'm creating a product for a business so they can sell stuff. So there's like not much of a connection there except for the relationships I build with my clients, which I really love. But with this, there's some kind of like cool connection between me and the people that like look at the comic every day and engage with it and like it or share it or post something and put my GIFs on it or message me and like banter with me or listen to this podcast or then buy stuff. There's this cool connection that happens, which is awesome. But it's funny because I think, like I've said this in other podcasts, I think there's people out there who have, like I only have, I think like 1,800 followers or something like that. I have a very small following on my Instagram, which could be defeating for people if they're just basing on numbers. Like, yeah, mathematically, do I want more followers? Yeah, because I have 1,789 right now. If you have like 10,000, then you could do that little swipe up thing in Instagram stories, which people don't know. But the math to that, I think it's like anytime you post something you're selling, you could potentially will get 2% of your following to buy something. So the more followers you have that really like what you do, the more chances you are to sell more stuff. So if you have 100,000 followers and you're selling something that day, and if 2% buy that, that's a ton of money right there. So that's why for me I'd want to have more followers, but I don't want to just get there and have it be like just this fake bullshit. Like I like the slow connection because people really like the things that I'm making, which is dope. There's also I can't imagine those people who have 100,000 followers, like real fans, and I said this before, like I said, but just having to answer so many fucking messages or like just getting those randos that just get a bit too much into liking you and they have just that many of them reaching out to them, like that seems like it would get freaky. And that's something that I think it just comes with the territory, but that's a lot. And I don't think a lot of those people know how to like say to someone like, hey, back the fuck off, all of you crazy ass people. So there's that thing to there's that, if you're going to make a ton of money, there's like this weird balance of then you got to deal with this bullshit. But going back to this $6 check, it's a small crack in the door, or opening of a door, that I want to push all like wide open to just do this all the time. So I'm just so appreciative of someone buying this, and it's just so fucking cool. Like, I'm holding this in my hand, like it's validating that, I don't know, it's not validating that what I do is good, or that I think it's, oh yeah, it's not validating that it's good. Oh, this check took forever to get here. This was sent out on January 20th, and today is the 8th of February? Jesus. Didn't see that. But yeah, and then like people have been buying the magnets and the cards and the new book. It's like, it's just so fucking cool, because they're doing it because they really want to get it, I hope. And it's just super cool. So if you're a person out there who's starting a business, you have to start with the $6 checks, or the dollar PayPal donation, or whatever it is, and it just start to add up, and you just got to keep with it. But like, I thought of it today, like, I could just keep doing this for the rest of my life if I choose to. And if I base it off of making money, if I base it off of only doing it because I have to make money, then I would end up stopping. But I get to, like, I just got over 3 years of drawing a daily comic. And that's just on me. Now, if Instagram goes away one day, which most likely it could, I mean, I could still do it and just send out emails and things like that. Obviously, it would take a little bit more time, and it's kind of more of a pain in the ass. But if I just choose to do this, then I can just literally do it for the rest of my life and not have to worry about making money. Like, I think of Gary Larson, who did The Far Side, where when I was a kid, I saw that and I thought it was brilliant. And to me, that is like the pinnacle of what I would want to become. Like him, or the guy who does the oatmeal, Matt Inman, or let's see, like, who else? Calvin and Hobbes, like fucking the dude who did Peanuts, Charlie Brown, and like, those are the people. And I should probably do a little bit more research, because they might have been broke as shit and like alcoholics. So it's like, oh, that's probably not it. But like Matt Inman, I think he makes a good amount of money, and his stuff is so solid. And like, that's what I want to get to, because I think that they're doing what they want and they live off of their art, which could also be stressful because they have to keep creating consistently. But if I'm in it for the long haul, then I don't plan on stopping. It's like, all right, then this is going to keep me on my fucking toes to keep making shit that I hopefully think is cool. So, but yeah, so let's see what we learn today. If you have an idea about or a product you want to sell, or you want to become an entrepreneur, start doing it yourself. Just think of the end goal. If you make something, if you have an idea, first make it, and then try to have someone pay for it. And if they do, that means you just have to find more people like that person to buy it. So this person who bought this book, I just have to find more people like them to buy more books. But I have no idea who this person is. I have no idea what they look like. I have no idea what anything about them. But I just, some person who existed, who I don't know anything about, gave me money. So now I have to figure out who is like that person and get more than to buy stuff to keep doing this, keep the lights on. So those are the lessons learned, and you should check out my new couples checklist book. Just go to yourdailybred.com, BRED, and you can buy it there. It's only $15 with free shipping. And right now, I mean, Valentine's Day is on Sunday, and I'm doing this package deal with the book and my Let's Go to Slamtown Valentine's Day card. If you haven't seen it, I'm very proud of it. I only made 30 of them, and I think I only got like maybe 15 left, and I got some over at Munjo Munjo, so if anyone is listening to this and they're local in Raleigh, you can go there and pick up the card by itself, or you can pick up the book by itself, or you can pick up both together. I have also 3 other books there, and I have a book that was hand-drawn and has a bottle opener in it that's a hand-drawn art on that, and I'm selling it for $69 because I have the mind of a child, and you can buy that there. Yeah, so that's it. Share this podcast with anyone who you think would like it, and subscribe to it. And subscribe to my Instagram account. It's Your Daily Bread on Instagram, BRED again. And that's all I got to say. Woo!